Cleveland.
It's time to give stuff away. Oh, it's time to give stuff away.
If you're a Slayer fan, Kerry King is going back out on another solo run. Slayer is turning out to be one of these bands that breaks up every couple years and then gets back together. They did a handful of festival dates. And Kerry King, who you might have seen this summer, he opened that Lamb of God Macedon co-headlining run. He's going back out January 31st. That is a Friday night. He's going to play the House of Blues with Municipal Waste and Alien Weaponry. That is going to be a good show. Ticketmaster.com's got all the details. A couple of tickets here for you for Kerry King after the first of the year. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
To pee or not to pee? Whoops, I already started.
The Alan Cox Show is back.
On 100.7 WMMS.
A little sleight of hand here. 35192. Want to send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com. You can email me there if you want to watch the show live. Just get to our YouTube channel there. Alan, what Mary is talking about sounds like happiness anchors. Memories that can refer to you back and makes you happy throughout your entire life.
Sure.
Childhood vacations with the family, maybe.
Core memory.
The way Bill explained the Cavs championship game is a happiness anchor. Yeah, but a memory is different than changing your life. I'm not even going to argue it. Everybody's got their own thing. There's nothing to argue. You know what I mean? There's nothing to argue. I'm not going to get into a semantic thing. That's silly.
Sure.
Now, if anybody can tell us about karma, it's going to be Buddha. Buddha is going to be able to tell us all about karma.
The Buddha?
Yes, the Gautama. Herman Hesse would be proud. Go ahead, Buddha.
Hey, Alan, Bill, Mary, hate the show.
What's up?
So, first of all, let's get out of the way that religion, fate, karma, all that, it's complete nonsense. Anybody of moderate intelligence knows that. So, well, I did a long time in prison, and I decided to look into all the various religions just so I could have a little background and see if anything interested me. And it didn't, but I was researching karma, and I feel like I do this once a month to somebody. And I feel like I'm really annoying when I do it, but everybody that talks about karma, I don't think a single person has ever looked up the definition. Mary, do you know what karma is?
Well, Buddha, you kind of came a little bit late to the game here. That's kind of the distinction we were making, but Mary is talking about it in the way that it is commonly used. We're not in a philosophy or theology class. Most people, when they say karma, we know what they're talking about.
The way it's commonly used isn't correct at all.
The way it's
commonly used? You have to look up a simple definition.
Yeah.
Karma is when things you do during your lifetime come back after you are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Browns are dead, and the things they did when they were
your
alive.
life.
Yeah, but Buddha,
like
you don't believe in
you
don't believe in that stuff anyway. So who cares?
Of course not. But
so what does it matter? I don't believe in it either. So I don't.
It doesn't matter during life at all.
Yeah.
It has no effect. I mean, obviously it's not real at all, but the definition of it, it's after death.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's silly for those of us who don't believe in these things to argue them.
I just had to say something. I always do. Every time I hear.
He seemed exhausted by himself.
Thank you, Buddha. I appreciate it. Keep your nose clean, pal. There's some Buddha out there. So I just had to say something, and now I have, and I just had to say the same thing that you and Bill said 10 minutes ago, but that's okay. Yes, when people use that phrase, we know what people mean, right? We understand. That's how it's commonly used. That's about all I can handle there, but you get the point. It's different than Parma Police. Of course, Radiohead had that song, Karma Police. If you are unable to or unwilling to join us live here on the show, you can always call the After Hours line. A lot of voicemails come in there. 216-986-8903 is that number.
Maybe it is Mike in Akron. So, traveling for work, I am in Philadelphia, and let me tell you, doing these overnights, I only eat once a day. And I wanted to let you know, just in case you guys haven't talked about it just yet, we're ready to see if Wawa has indeed dropped the gobbler. That's it. Love you guys. Hate the show. Bye.
You know what? Wawa did drop the gobbler.
The gobbler has... The gobbler is
gopped.
Yeah.
They gopped the drobbler out there at the Wawa.
Did.
We're in Jersey again weekend after this next for a wedding. And we always hit the Wawa.
What dates?
What dates what?
Are you going to be in Jersey?
Next,
Let's hang out.
24, 25, 26.
Come to a show.
Where are you going to be?
I don't know.
We're going to be with all of our friends that we haven't seen for like 3 or 4 years. We're all in one place for a wedding on the shore, Mary. We're not coming into the city.
Okay.
To go to a show.
What day's the wedding?
25th.
Oh, it's on a Friday?
Yeah.
Ew.
Ew.
Well, I have a show that Saturday the 26th if you decide to change your mind.
Where's the show?
Good for you.
Actually support me. Or Saturday the 27th. Both are at the stand.
It would be Sunday the 27th.
Whatever it is.
Mary's like, what do you mean I missed my show? I thought it was on Saturday the 27th.
That date doesn't exist.
No, we'll be out on the shore for those 3 days. And always hit the Wawa. No, they dropped the gobbler a few weeks back. They don't waste any time. They dropped the gobbler end of September. So for people out there, it's largely East Coast. I don't think we have Wawa here. I keep waiting for them to make some inroads. I think they might have said that.
No, this is Sheets country.
Yeah, we have
Sheets country. But like Texas, Florida, they've got Wawas. East Coast.
My roommate and I were in Pennsylvania, and I stopped at a Sheets, and she was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "You've never been to a Sheets?" She's from Indiana. I didn't.
They're
know
just
that
now creeping into Indiana.
They are, yeah. They're
Yeah.
mostly Pennsylvania and East.
Yeah, I told her I was like, it's kind of like a not fully like a Buc-ee's because she hadn't been to a Wawa either. I was trying to explain it to her. I was like, they like food and made to order and like all this stuff and
MTO, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, they're good. They're fine. You know, it's one of the last places you can get into that's open 24 hours. You know, so many other places now, even Walmart. Remember, Walmart used to be 24 hours. And I think even pre-COVID, they stopped doing that. They're like, yeah, it's Walmart. We don't need anything going on at 3 a.m. in a Walmart. Might not be in the best interest of the people working there. Guitarist Jake E. Lee, who played for many years with Ozzy Osbourne, was shot this morning walking his dog in Vegas.
Jeez.
He was on the Ultimate Sin record with Ozzy. He was on, I haven't heard the name Jake E. Lee in a long time, but guy's got to be 70 or almost 70.
Who did a 7-year-old piss off?
Well, it probably wasn't somebody that he got upset or somebody mad at him. Probably just got, people are walking around shooting people. I don't know. They mistake them for someone else. Expected to recover after being shot multiple times in Las Vegas, walking his dog. This is a guy who plays guitar, still smoking a cigarette on stage, right? He's old school. He's still up there puffing a dart while he's making it happen. He's just walking his dog on his street. So, you can conceive of a thing where a guy's just driving by, looking to shoot somebody who maybe lives next door to this guy. I don't know. Or maybe he really did piss somebody off. Maybe this is a John Wick type situation. I was, apparently they got a lot of snow in Lorain County. I wasn't hip to this. I was talking to my buddy Pat Butler, who's one of my co-hosts for 2 Hours to Midnight, our metal show, and he does a lot of work in the morning there for TAM and the traffic. And apparently they had a hailstorm on 71. They closed 71 this morning at 1:30. Sorry, 1:30th because of hail. People were sliding all over the place. So that's fun. It's right around the corner, I guess. But I hadn't heard anything about it other than in the traffic capacity there. But I did read that Zillow, you know what Zillow is, yeah?
Yeah.
Gesundheit.
Sorry, thanks.
Zillow is, it's a realty website. You go on there and you look at homes, and there's a whole bunch of those.
And it's accurate.
Is that their hook?
No.
Ours is accurate.
No.
Don't go to Redfin. They'll screw you. And they are starting to post climate risk ratings. You know, Cleveland ended up, I think, number 2 on this list that another website did. Realtor.com did a list of the cities, because this is on everybody's mind now because of insurance and not wanting to have everything you own destroyed every 4 years. The top 10 cities around the United States that have the lowest risk of climate disasters. Realtor.com put this together. And they're including hurricanes, fire, flood. Now, all of them except for Seattle are in the Midwest, in the top 10, specifically in Indiana. So Cleveland, number 2 on this list. Akron at the very top of the list.
Way to go, Akron.
Cities with the lowest rate. So when people talk about this part of the country because of the Great Lakes and whatever else.
Anybody we doing shows there this weekend?
That would be me. I'm going to be at the Funny Stop Comedy Club if you would like to avoid all natural disasters except potential death from laughter. You grab tickets at funnystop.com.
Potential death from laughter.
You might laugh so hard you die.
Do they post any kind of verbal or written warning?
I just did.
No, I mean, does the club do this?
No. It's only when I'm there.
That's what I'm saying. Do they post any kind of a rider? Hey, this is Mary Santora. You might die from laughter.
And everyone's like, hell yeah, brother. That's the way I want to go out.
I want to play with fire.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, of course, the Funny Stop, as I understand it, in Cuyahoga Falls.
Near Akron.
Near Akron, but not in Akron.
Close enough.
Are you worried? Is it close enough to be able to tell people, hey, if you do have a heart condition, maybe the travel factor might not be in your best interest?
No, it's better for heart conditions actually to travel.
It's the vibration of the vehicle, probably, right? Make that trip.
It's like a metronome for your heart is the car.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this isn't one of those COVID drive-in movie theater shows.
No.
They have to leave that car, go inside, and what you're saying is it's worth it if you die.
Bring your will, but it's worth it.
Right. Make sure that everything's filled out in triplicate.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Anyway,
just have it right next to your body.
Akron on the very top of the list of cities where you're not. Now, Akron's got its own problems, right? So it might be cold.
No, it doesn't. It's the best place to live now.
It might be cold comfort to be at the very top of the, you guys don't have to risk hurricanes or fires or floods. They're like, cool. A lot of us might die from lead poisoning, but all right. Cleveland was number 2 on there, and then Columbus, Dayton, Pittsburgh, Toledo. Seattle and Grand Rapids were the only 2 there. But Zillow is starting to show your climate risk when you're looking at a potential real estate investment. Usually people are looking for, central air, a swimming pool, whatever people are looking at. They're going to start putting climate risk scores next to the listings based on the likelihood that you're going to be in an area that's going to get hit by that kind of stuff. And so that's when real estate, they've already made changes to real estate regulations and law in a lot of places that have impacted people who do that for a living. And things like this have to be even more. There was an article about how the great Florida migration is reversing. People who for many, many years have either moved down to Florida or would be down there when it was winter in their hometown. These people are like, I can't do this every year. I can't rebuild whatever I've got every year. I was checking in with our old boss, Jason Carr, yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
He was our program director before we had Rob here. We had Jason Carr. And I think he was like our COVID PD,
Yeah.
So it was like, but he was originally from Florida, and it was only a matter of time before he would go back. And so he did. I think he's down Vero Beach Way or something. They're on the eastern coast of Florida, but I was kind of checking in with him to see how they were doing down there. And it was pretty rough. Everything that he's like, we didn't have any family members die or any friends or anything like that, but he's running a bunch of radio stations down there, and he's like, it's super, super hairy. He's like, it kind of makes you wish you were back in Ohio. And I said, well, we are back in Ohio. So, and I don't know if you've checked Realtor.com recently, but those geniuses have put us in a pretty good spot. The best spot.
I mean, Cleveland and Akron, 1 and 2. Best places to live ever.
Mm-hmm. You remember when Scott called yesterday? We had a guy named Scott who called.
Yeah.
Scott was great. And he just rattled off. This is like a P1 listener, right? This is a guy who loves MMS from way back in the day. He immediately launched into a tirade about how great Brian and Joe were. Big fan of this program, everything in between. He's on disability. We learned so much about Scott in a relatively short period of time. It wasn't an extended phone call. I think he said that he had been listening for a long time, had never called.
I don't think he stopped talking the whole time.
He didn't. He
told us a lot. He
amazing.
told us so many things.
He told us so many things that our friend DJ Jake C. compiled some of them into a version of We Didn't Start the Fire.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
Jake C.
do
does
it.
good work, boy, with Scott there, yeah.
Cleveland, Ohio, when we had the river on fire, and now look at us. Long Michael. Joe Cronauer, Brian Fowler, back at Clark Brother, 15 in Oberlin Rock. I couldn't sit or stand. They want to hire me, and then they go Yahoo it up. I'm listening to MMS.
You got to Yahoo it up.
Yahoo it up.
Oh.
That's fantastic.
More fine
well
work
done.
there from DJ Jake C., who, how about that? Scott. Out of the blue. He was
great.
like manna from heaven, that guy. Al, I was in Norway last year, and the majority of the vehicles over there being electric. Most all of the service stations are open 24/7 like Sheetz and Good Food. That's Norway. Places around here aren't going to be open 24/7 because they have EV chargers.
Oh, interesting. Everywhere in New York's open 24/7. You can get whatever
But that,
you want.
but that
at
can't
any
be
time
true
of the
either.
night.
That
Anything
can't be
you
true
want.
either.
Nope. Everything.
I mean, we went
Nothing
to
closes.
a lot of places that were either we were in New York during COVID or things had just started to open up. And it might have been like January of 2021. We were going to visit some friends. They're the ones getting married this weekend in Jersey, as a matter of fact. But there were a lot of things that were either closing early or weren't open. They absolutely weren't open 24 hours. So maybe that's loosened up. Maybe that's changed. I don't know. But there was nothing creepier at that particular time than being in New York in the winter.
And nobody's around.
And having it be that quiet.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
But then you'd go into a place and it would end up getting packed.
Mm-hmm.
We went to that one bar where the
I actually
Bill's
love
Mafia
that.
showed up, and then we went to another spot that was open, really late, like a little lounge club type thing. But there were a lot of places that weren't open like that. So what are you going to do? I don't know.
I don't know either. Everything's open, but they lock all the crap up. So you got to get assistance to get toothpaste.
They lock up all their jerky.
Everything.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
dude.
just jerky, deodorant, toothpaste, hairspray.
Yep.
I'm going to send
everything.
this to the group chat because I was at the jerky lockbox in the CVS.
Next door here?
Yeah,
Jerky
and
Lockbox.
but you
That's a good band name.
That
Jerky
is a good band.
Lockbox.
let me because you see the difference. There's jerky that's locked up, and there's jerky that's not locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find it
And what is the difference?
here. The name brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So generic jerky not locked up.
correct.
I see. Because I was in CVS out by me last night, and they didn't have the jerky locked up.
Yeah, it's a downtown thing.
Yeah, but is the implication? I mean, I would think that if people who are trying to flip that jerky on the black jerky market,
Now,
they'd
let me
be
ask you
getting
this.
out to the burbs. I mean, of course, downtown, you're just going to force people out into the concentric circles of the suburbs. Pretty soon, you're going to have locked up jerky out by me.
What I don't know that, because my speculation was that it's probably homeless people who are hungry trying to steal something.
No. It's being flipped on the black
Okay.
market.
Well, then
Yeah.
my point doesn't make any sense. Then.
It's being
Never mind.
sold.
I forgot about the jerky flip.
Because the homeless people can steal anything. There's chips, there's, Twinkies. I
yeah,
mean,
but jerky is protein.
yeah, but I doubt they're worried about their protein
But if you only
intake when
had
they're
one
sleeping on the
choice-
sidewalk.
That'll fill me up, keep me full for longer.
Hey, I'm unhoused. I'm already getting all my steps in. I should really up my protein intake.
Getting jacked for the revolution.
Yeah. I got to take a break. want to send me a text, 35192. To do that, I will have more money for you at 3:30. That's the next keyword, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. I'll also have Disturbed tickets for you. WMMS is presenting Disturbed in the spring at the Romo Fijo. They're doing